What's up, YouTube? Today, I want to talk to you about prepping for survival. Everybody thinks, so many at least that I come in contact with, think prepping has to do with warfare. It's not bad to have a gas mask. Those $20 gas masks don't work, by the way. But that's not what I'm here to talk to you about. I'm here to talk to you about food supply. I really like this company here. It's called the Wise Company. Only the wise will buy this food. One box of this contains 52 servings of food. It's quite a bit. This one here has creamy pasta and vegetable rotini. 4 servings of that. 4 servings of that. Savory stroganoff. Tomato basil soup with pasta. Southwest rice and beans. And then it also comes with a whey milk alternative. 12 servings of the milk alternative. Orange Delight drink mix, 16 servings. Apple cinnamon cereal, another 4 servings. All the food is 4 servings. It comes with 12 and 16 servings of your drinks, and then it has a brown sugar and maple multigrain, 4 servings, all in this one little box right here. Guess you could call this a 5-gallon box. All you need is water. You can dig a well water yourself. I've dug a well myself. It's not hard to do. Water is a key element of survival. Food, water, and shelter. That's really what you need. You got to be careful with your friends, though. So your friends are going to want to come around. Many of them are going to want to mooch off of you. Many of them don't have any skills themselves. Many of them have never been in a situation where they've been broke and had to do without. Many of them have never been in a situation, where they've had to struggle to survive. I got a little bit of experience with both of those things. And I've also got a little bit of experience on knowing not all your friends are useful. Not all your friends are useful. And many of them will turn their back on you. I just very recently had a very close loved one. I'll respect his name and won't throw him out there. But he makes me sick to my stomach just thinking about the person. Just the thought of the person, just his name coming across. This is someone that I would have died for. And just his name turns my stomach. So, you can't always trust all your friends, is my point behind that statement. Many of your friends are going to turn on you. And that's when times are good. Wait until times get bad. You're going to want to have your own food supply. Now, I don't go around and tell everyone about my food supply, but I'm just telling you, as my friends, YouTube, and my foes. Let my foes know. The Wise Company. This is freeze-dried food, and all you need is water. Just add water, and it's much better than, people stock up on MREs. I got cases of those too, but they go bad in about 5 years. This is good for 75 years. Can you believe that? I'm not going to live long enough for this to go bad. I'm in my 30s. I don't think I'll be roughing it out in my hundreds. So, it's good to have a prepper food. It doesn't hurt to have you some weapons and some ammunition now. And it doesn't hurt to have the gas masks and the helmets and the body armor and the this and the that. It doesn't hurt to have all that. That's all a plus. But when it really gets down to it, what you need is food, water, and shelter. You can create your own shelter. All these materials, they're useless. They're really useless. You can create your own shelters. I suggest you get some books and read them. They got a lot of survival books out there. That's what I like to do. I like to read and educate myself every day. Every day I try to read something new and educate myself on something that I did not know before. I figure that's what a wise man would do. I like to get in rooms of people that are, I don't have any friends my age. My friends are 50 and above. I got one friend my age. And all my other friends are, in their 50s and above. So when I get in a room with who I call my friends, I've got thousands of years of, I'm a knight of Columbus. I don't go around screaming that, but it is something that I'm very proud of. I'm a Knight of Columbus, and I'm a fourth degree member. So what I'm getting at is when I get around other Knights of Columbus, they're usually older men. My one friend my age is also in the Knights of Columbus, and he's my age. But when we're in a room with these men and we're talking about things, if you just sit back and listen, you are listening to hundreds, sometimes thousands of years of experience. So I advise you to get around your elders and listen to your elders. Listen to what they got to talk about. Take it to heart. Some of them are crazy. The person I just mentioned earlier is an older person. His name makes me sick. I mean, some of them are crazy, but some of them are not. Most of them are not. And when I get around who I call my brothers, my real friends, there's a lot of experience to be shared there. And I advise you to do that. Talk to them, gain some ideas, up your knowledge. These gas masks are useful, but you're not guaranteed to have a nuclear fallout war. This is made for battle, or you could use it for survival. This filter right here is for biological warfare or for nuclear fallout. It's made in Czechoslovakia in the Czech Republic. It's very good quality stuff. Very good quality stuff. But this isn't always what you need. You also need food and water and a stockpile of it. Here's my idea. If I could survive 6 months, most of you will die. Most of you will die in 6 months. If I can survive 12 months, the only people remaining in 12 months will be true survivors. Now, there will be two types of survivors in that time period. Thieves. Should I call it the dividers and the unifiers? There will be people that are thieving, coming to take what's yours. And then there will be people who are unified, trying to build back civilization. I guess you could consider 3 people, because then there'll be people like me. I don't want none of you around. I want to provide for my family and my friends, the people that I know. And we can reach out slowly after about 12 months. But those first 12 months are going to be hard. People are going to be looting and losing their minds. So it's good to have a little stockpile of rations. It's good to stockpile water. You can buy those, hard plastic 5-gallon water jugs. You don't want to keep them in bottled water. That plastic goes bad. You know the expiration date on the bottled water? People always joke about it. Oh, I didn't know water went bad. Oh, it doesn't go bad, stupid. It's the plastic that makes the water poisonous to your body. The plastic deteriorates. The plastic goes bad. And it's kind of like basically melts into your water. If you don't have a water bottle like one of these, let me find an empty one here. Here we go. These little water jugs here, they're not bad to have. These are good. These are going to last a long time. This plastic is thick. But this little flimsy thing here, this is just going to deteriorate into nothing in several years, And canned food. For instance, canned food, it has an expiration date. This is something that I've also learned. Your canned food, well, let's just throw out a year 2024. Say you've got some canned food that says 2024. You still have another 5 years after that, at least, that it's still edible. At least. That's at least 2029, 2030. That's on there for the FDA. American laws have to put that on there. But that food is still there. And the cool thing about canned food is it also has water inside. Once you eat the vegetables, which also has water in the vegetable or the fruit, you've also got half a can of water there. But you can't carry all that stuff around with you. And that's the problem. That's where finding water sources become real valuable. And I'll make some videos later on how to sterilize your own water without fire. I'll save that for another video. That'll be a good video. I'll make a video about that for you. But I just wanted to make a quick video and let you know that you don't necessarily need to be focusing on all these rounds, all these different weapons of different types. All that's good. I've got the same thing, believe me. I probably have more than you do. Very good chance that I do. But along the way, I'm also stockpiling water and freeze-dried food. You want to get this freeze-dried food, all you got to do is add water to it, and boom, you've got a great meal. You've got a great meal. This Wise company here, no added trans fat. It's got lower sodium on it. It's got an extended shelf life. All you got to do is boil a little water and add it to it. Packaging in lightweight, long-lasting pouches and stored in durable grab-and-go food kits. Let me show you. You just grab that sucker, run off with it. When you open this, I'm not going to open this just for you to see. But you just pull this back, carry it off, and there's little packages inside. And inside of each of these packages, you get real meals. Real meals. These are just examples. I mean, I know it's a picture, but it is a great example. And look how many different types of meals come in this one box. There are so many different types of boxes. I've got so many of these with so many different types of meals. So if something ever happens, it's very easy just to grab and go. Throw this in the car. I keep packages in the car. I rotate them out so they don't go old. They don't get bad with the heat and the sun. Always keep you a little bit of food and water in your car because you never know what's going to happen. People are crazy. Again, it doesn't hurt to have some of these. This does not hurt to have, YouTube. I could put this on. You could throw your gas in here, your poisons. I can sit in, with this filter, I can sit in pure mustard gas. Mustard gas. For 48 hours. Then I just put another filter on over here and take this one off. And keep going for another 48 hours. So it is good to have those kinds of things. You do want battle gear. And I've got quite a bit of that. But this video is mainly about food and water. It's good to grow your own food. It's good to have a food source. It's good to, like for instance, I'll just give an example of chickens or goats, for that matter. Goats come with a few problems, though. In a survival situation, myself personally, I wouldn't want a goat. I'd rather trade you a few chickens for some milk. You know what I mean? I hatch chickens all the time, and that they can hatch chickens by themselves. Chickens are it's natural to them. It's just like giving birth. People are going to give birth. Condoms would be something you're going to want to stack up on too, because if you're going to be out there doing things like that, you sure don't want to be giving birth in a situation where there's no medical assistance. You know what I mean? communities would be cool. It would be very interesting to see something like that. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic. I just want to tell you, you don't have to have so much battle gear. Get what you can carry. Get yourself a nice handgun. Get yourself a nice rifle. Buy a bunch of rounds for them. Learn how to use them. Maybe get yourself a helmet, a mask, and a vest. And those would be the basics. For me, that's the basics. For me, that's totally the basic. But you're going to need food and water and shelter. You can create your own shelter. And if you'll get some books, you can learn how to get your own food. You can learn how to find your own plants. What you would call, like I'll give you one example, a dandelion. You know, the little yellow flower that blows, and then when the flower dies, it has a little puffball of seeds, and you go and make you a wish. People pick them out of their yards and throw them away. That entire plant is edible from the root all the way up. The seeds are edible. 100% of that plant is edible. Another example would be cattails. You know, you could do two different. You could eat cattails in two different types of ways. You cut the roots off, and you eat the white part all the way up until it just barely turns green. About an inch or two after the green, you want to snip it there. Tastes kind of like a cucumber. I've eaten them. They taste pretty good. They're not bad. And then when it comes time for a cattail to bloom, those of you that don't know what cattails are, you can easily Google it right now. They're the plants that grow near water, and they have like a corn dog looking thing on the top. That's not edible. But when it comes time for them to create pollen on the top of what I call, for lack of a better word, the corn dog, there's a piece of pollen that grows on it, and you can see it. It's pollen. Grab that thing and stick it in a bag and knock it around, get the pollen off. Add you a little water to it, stir it up, get the mixture right, and it becomes a pancake. You just made a flour pancake, basically, with pollen. You know, a lot of different things you can eat outside. You know, lots and lots and lots of things that you would just normally pick out and throw away. You can eat. It's edible. You know, if times get hard, now I don't grow them in my garden, but if times get hard, you bet your butt I will be. But I like chickens myself. They're my favorite type of food source because it's really high in protein. They multiply pretty quickly. You know, I keep my freezer full of chickens. My family enjoys to eat them. Obviously, people love eggs. And those of you that don't love eggs, let you start. Those are gonna be the ones that die in the first 6 months. You know. But make sure in your garden you want to grow things that you can feed your food. You're gonna have food that needs to eat also, so you're gonna want to grow things to feed it. You know, chickens are scavengers; they'll eat just about anything, but you want to give them a balanced diet. Anyway, look here. On this box, gives you nutritional facts. Look at all the vitamins in here. I mean, you got tons of stuff. Look at the ingredients. You know, 6% in total fat, and saturated fat is 8%. No cholesterol. It's got a lot of carbs in it, 12%. 25% sodium, that is a little bit high. It's got 8% dietary fibers, 20% vitamin A. This is just one of them. 20% vitamin A, 2% vitamin C, 8% iron, 4% calcium, and they vary depending on what you eat. Now this is just 4 of them. And you go over here, and they got another 4 types. So you can get yourself a very well balanced diet off of just one box. Just one box, you could get a pretty well balanced diet. Now, that one box is not going to last you very long. If you're like myself, when times are good, I like to, if I were you, if I was in your position and times are good, I would buy at least 1 or 2 boxes a week. Stockpile. Because you don't know when things are going to go bad. And I'm not talking about just economic crises or collapses either. I mean, there could be something like Yellowstone. It could erupt. It's got a lot of activity down there, a lot of unusual activity from what I've been reading. It could explode any minute. And then all these stupid little materials and this little life that everyone's become accustomed to, it's called an anomaly. It can change at any time. Snap of a finger. It's gone. And if you're not prepared, you're going to perish away. Life is not for the faint-hearted or the weak. Life is not promised. You are absolutely not promised tomorrow. It's not exactly the easiest thing to survive. I remember when I was young. Uh, my dad would work offshore, and he did the best to provide for me. I got to give it up for my dad. Give my dad. Give him a round of applause. He tried, and I recognize that. Tried real hard. My dad was a welder, and I remember at one point in life he was working offshore on a drilling rig. He would come home for 2 weeks. He'd be gone for 2 weeks. 14 on, 14 off. That was his schedule. And one time while he was gone, I locked myself out the house. Locked my damn self out the house. And I didn't want my ass whooped when my daddy got home. So what I did was, I stayed outside till one of my friends taught me how to break in. I'm from Port Arthur, so I grew up around a wild group of people. My buddy, taught me how to break in, and boy, that was a lifesaver. Changed the game for me. Anyway, I locked myself out the house, and I was sleeping in the slide. They got this street called El Paso, and we used to live down there. And in Port Arthur, it's by the seawall, for those of you that are local around there. And they got a park not far from there, a couple streets down, and I was staying in the slide. And I would go down there to that seawall, and I would catch stuff, and I would eat it. And I found out how to get my own water. I tried to drink that bay water, but it's salt water, and it was horrible. Yeah, so I didn't drink that much. Drink water out of ditches. I boiled it down. It's all right. I survived. It takes a certain mentality to survive in certain situations. That's the point I'm trying to make. What would you have done? Would you have sat on your porch and cried yourself to sleep? I didn't do that. I got up. I went and I walked down that seawall, and I looked at all the rocks and stuff. I found some crabs and crustaceans. I'm allergic to shellfish. I believe in God. I ate them raw. No reaction. So that was a blessing. I found a way to make it. And I think one day it's going to come back down to that. I don't know how. I don't know if it'll be war. I don't know if it'll be an economic collapse. I don't know if it'll be, something like an eruption from Yellowstone. Or here recently, they had that big scare with that volcanic eruption in, I believe it was those, was it the Canary Islands, I believe? Right off of Spain? They were saying that if it blows, luckily it didn't blow, it just kind of leaked. But if it would have blew, it would have knocked this massive shelf off into the ocean and created something like a 20 or 40 foot, I forget the details of it, it's been a little while, but it was going to create this massive tidal wave and would have hit here in 7 hours. And the roads would have been so clogged you couldn't have gone anywhere. So many would have died. So natural disasters could happen at any time. This world is always evolving and changing. It's never the same. It's never going to be the same. It's always going to change. So you got to stay prepared. And you're always going to come across these people in your life that call you crazy. Well, those people will be dead in the first 6 months. They will be the ones that don't survive. Anyway, I wanted to make a little video here. It took longer than I wanted to. About food rations. The Wise Company. Be a wise man and go with the Wise Company. These are great products. They last longer than you're going to be alive, and you can provide food and stability for your family. Find somewhere to hide out away from civilization, and survive. I'll make some more YouTubes on here, and I'll show you some things as time goes. I got a little relaxed time, so I'm kicking back and doing some other things. I've been taking care of some stuff, but I'll keep up with you, and I'll make a video here pretty soon. I'll take you through a walk in the woods, a little stroll in the park, should I say. I'll take you through the woods, and I'll show you some of the very handy things that you can just pick and eat. Follow me YouTube, and I'll teach you to survive. A lot of people can't show you that. A lot of people can tell you this. A lot of people can tell you that. A lot of people can't tell you how to survive. You have a great day, YouTube. God bless you.